y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today I am discussing the biggest Halloween Horror Nights Orlando news we've gotten this year. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so today we got some great news out of Orlando, and we got the full reveal for Halloween Horror Nights 30 this year. We got 5 new houses, 5 scare zones, and 2 shows. So let's go ahead and put in the announcement video and begin. So let's go ahead and start with the houses. The first house we got is Welcome to Scary Horror in the Heartland. And the description of that house is, the town placed a sign at the entrance of Cary, Ohio, saying it's a nice place to live. Unfortunately, nobody lives here very long. No one escapes from Cary, where bad things just happen, and new terrors rain down year after year. So I'm excited to see what they cook up in this house. I'm excited to see what properties they bring back from previous years. The next house is the Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. And the description of this house that is based on the website is, an evil even rot has taken root in the land. It's time once again for the rise of the Pumpkin Lord, who grows Halloween like a malignant vine. His minions are scouring the countryside, collecting unwilling sacrifices in order to summon the Pumpkin Lord. So, my thinking for this house is, we're getting the Pumpkin King that was based in Twisted Tradition, and this is just a sequel to that house. Hey y'all, so it is Future Brittany here. I'm editing this video. So I did not mean to say Twisted Traditions was a house back at 28. I meant to say Scare Zone, so please forgive me. So yeah, enjoy the video. The next house is based on Legendary Truth, and I personally know nothing of Legendary Truth. I will have to watch videos on it before I actually go into this next house, and that is Case Files Unearthed. And the description of this house is, follow the trail of a private eye as an investigation into the supernatural leads you into a dark world of ghouls and terrifying creatures. So, I can't say I'm too excited for this house because I know nothing of Legendary Truth, because I've only been going for, this will be my 5th year. And yeah, I'll just have to see when I get there. The next house that is probably going to scare the shit out of me this year, and that is Puppet Theater Captive Audience. Let's just say I don't like dolls. I was terrified of Child's Play growing up, and that's what made me terrified of dolls. So this house alone is probably going to scare the shit out of me. So let's get into the description. A collapsed theater in the early 1900s pits 2 rival troops against each other, as unsuspecting patrons are caught in the middle. So that doesn't really sound like much, but I know we're going to see a bunch of evil puppets in this house. So Yeah. The last house that was announced today is Revenge of the Tooth Fairy, and I can say that this house will be at the bottom of my list for right now just because I'm not too excited. I've seen the walkthrough already, but I'm also pretty excited to go and see it in person finally. So let's get to the description. You're about to discover the sinister reality behind the seemingly innocent childhood tradition. All children must give up their baby teeth to the goblin-esque tooth fairies or pay a gruesome price. It's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. So now I'm moving on to the scare zones that were announced today. We have 5 of them. One of them is an IP, the rest are originals, and I'm actually super excited that this is more of a original based year. I know that the last couple anniversary years have been almost all original based, and I personally love the originals, but what really got me going was the IPs, and I've really grown to love both. So the first scare zone on this list is Crypt TV, and this is something I don't really know about. I know there's shorts on YouTube. I'll have to watch them. So let's get into the description. Step inside Crypt TV, a dark universe of monsters that reside in the same reality. On your screen, in your pockets, and now San Francisco. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I know there's spoilers out there with the sets already up in San Francisco. So, yeah. Let's go on to this next scare zone, which is 30 Years, 30 Fears, which is sort of the tagline for this year, but it's also Never Go Alone, which I prefer the 30 Years, 30 Fears better. So, let's get into this description. The monsters you've dreaded from past Halloween Horror Nights have taken over the streets. They're back in your history. So, from this description, it makes me wonder what we're going to see exactly in this scare zone. I think we're going to see characters from the streets, from possibly the last 5 years, if not 10 years. And I also think we'll see some characters from the houses in this zone, but I'm not too certain. So we'll see when opening night rolls around, which is now in exactly almost 3 weeks. The next scare zone, which I'm actually pretty stoked for, is Gorewood Forest, and this is the return of Terra Quintus, the Terror Queen. So let's get into this description. 16 years after the gory sacrifices of Terra Quintus, the heartless Terror Queen is back. Evil is in her nature. So from what I've seen photo-wise, this is going where Vikings Undead was last year, or last event, because we don't talk about 2020. So it looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see what all is going on in the zone. I'm excited to experience it, but I have to wait till October. So, yeah. This next scare zone, which I'm a little scared for because I don't like chainsaws, is Lights, Camera, Action, Eddie's Revenge. And this scare zone is based all around Eddie, who is Jack the Clown's brother. So, let's get into this description. Get ready for the feel-bad movie of the year. Eddie Schmidt, Jack the Clown's brother, is filming a horror film, and the monsters are real. So, I don't remember exactly what year this scare zone first was at the event. If you know, comment down below. But it's been a while since we've seen Eddie at the event, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in his full glory. This would be my first time seeing him at the event, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think this might be the scare zone where I camp out in most nights. Same with 30 Years, 30 Fears. We'll see. The last scare zone that was announced today is Seek and Destroy. And the description reads, a ruthless alien cyber regime led by the controller has taken over New York. Turning humans into fuel, succumb or be destroyed. This sounds like it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited. So now let's go into the shows. We got 2 shows today. One I sort of knew was coming already, and that was Marathon of Mayhem, but I didn't really know what theme it was. But today it was officially announced that we're getting Marathon of Mayhem Carnage Factory, and the description states, there's no manufacturing the screams as a terrifying show comes to life in Universal Studios' Lagoon. It's a fear factory. I personally loved Marathon of Mayhem when it premiered at 29. My best friend and I were there the very first night, very first show. And it was truly something special. I'm excited to see Marathon of Mayhem back. So, yeah, the next show I'm not too certain about. On the speculation maps it said it was something like Carnival Carnage. So, yeah, the description of it reads, a new show is igniting Halloween Horror Nights, featuring fire, pyro, and aerial performers. Which is kind of like what Carnival Carnage did back at 25. So we will see. Guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put in my hype list for this year. It's going right here. And I'm very excited for this year. I'm very excited just to be back at my happy place. Orlando is like a second home to me, so I'm very excited to be back. I'm excited to see Beetlejuice because I love the movie, and I'm excited to see the icons in their full glory. Excited to see Haunting of Hill House because I finished the show finally, and I absolutely loved it. It scared the absolute hell out of me, and I think this year's going to scare the hell out of me even more. So, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one and in the fog. Bye, guys.